This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie skies are wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas, deep in the heart of Texas.
Why, hello.
Well, hello.
And welcome to
Blah.
King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Still is.
Still am.
All right. So this is post New Year's Day.
We are in a new year.
We're in 2026, the year of when everything went wrong. AI told me it's going to be a great year, though, so that's all that matters. I'll tell you this. We started, and I realized I left the house without my glasses, and so I had to go scrounging. Found an old scratched pair about 3 prescriptions ago in my truck, so I'm going to try to make it through with this thing, but if you see me, like, you know, back and forth with the papers or whatever, then that's why, because the letters are kind of squiggly. So, how was your New Year?
New Year was good.
Yeah? Do
it
anything
was good. No, I just listened to massive amounts of gunfire.
Massive amounts of gunfire.
Yeah, it sounded like there was a lot of
that's
gunfire. Yeah.
Did I tell you the story a couple of weeks ago that my wife and I, we kept hearing explosions and stuff, and so we got in the truck and drove towards it.
What was it?
It was a new fireworks place that opened.
Oh, okay.
But you couldn't see anything up in the air, and so there was just kind of a glow coming from over almost Robinson, I guess. And so we were like, it just kept going. It was like 20 minutes. And we were like, well, it's either Red Dawn or fireworks or what I was, and I know this makes me a terrible person, but what I was hoping for is one of those warehouses full of fireworks had blown up. That's what I was thinking had happened.
Happy New Year. I was in
I
the
just
box.
wanted to watch it. It would be like watching Megalomart blow up. Okay. We are King of the Hill, Season 8, Episode 10, or in the year of our Lord 8, ABE06. 06.
Yep.
That's what she said.
That is what she said.
Yeah. A new Strickland Propane employee reveals our revels in making off-color jokes, driving Hank crazy. So,
are you a Ford man?
Say it again.
Are you a Ford man?
Am I a Ford man? No.
Yes.
Well,
so.
I buy whatever I can. Like right now, I'm driving a Chevy.
Okay, so you're a Chevy man currently.
Currently, I'm a Chevy man.
Yeah, so this episode is going to be written by Sivert Glarum, which sounds like some kind of
Sivert Glarum.
Sounds like a spell.
Sounds like you need a
from
shot.
Harry Potter. And Michael Jamin. They're actually a duo. They're a writing duo. They both wrote on Just Shoot Me for a number of years.
Just Shoot Me was
they also worked on Beavis and Butthead, Wilfred, Brickberry, Marin on IFC, and they also worked on Tacoma FD.
Marin was a pretty decent show, but it was all about how he did his podcast, which I always think is a weird subject to have anything.
I get
Cowboy, how you doing, baby? How you doing?
I've been compared to him
before.
Hello. Like how I look. Somebody told me I looked like Mark Maron once.
Oh, you do kind of look like Mark Maron. Yeah. I mean, you'd have to cut some hair, but yeah.
Somebody said I look like a younger, hairier version of him.
Yeah, I can see that.
This was also directed by Cindy Tang Loveland again, and we know her from every season up to here. She's done at least an episode or 4. She did stuff like Rodeo Days. She was a director for that.
Rodeo Days.
Yeah, Rodeo Days is the one where Bobby's in the rodeo.
Okay.
Rodeo.
I'm sorry. I have had 2 misunderstandings now this morning. The second one being just now when I thought, Just Shoot Me on David Spade.
Just Shoot Me was the David Spade where he worked.
Rodeo Days was a different show. is what you were telling me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, I got myself a drawing pad, one of those electronic drawing pads.
Well, actually, Just Shoot Me went for a while.
Yeah, it
that
went
was
for a long
actually
time.
that was actually
Yeah.
like almost a decade long show.
It
Yeah.
went for a long time. Yeah. I drew myself yesterday
Oh, that's
as
awesome.
kind of a cartoon.
Yeah, no, I like that.
I went over and over and over it several times, and I'm gonna try to. I told you I've got kind of a setup at the house now, and hey, nice to see you, Super Asky.
It had Brian
gonna try-
Posehn in it too.
Yes, absolutely.
And Rebecca Romaine was in it
Brian
as well.
Posehn, I met at the San
Brian
Diego.
Posehn.
I met
Yeah.
him at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he was just walking around. He wasn't like featured or anything. He was just walking around.
And nobody knows who he
That's right.
is.
Nobody knew who he was.
Unless you're
Brian Posehn.
unless you've
Yeah.
enjoyed the 90s, you don't really know who he is, I guess.
If you watched Sarah Silverman show, maybe.
No, that was a good TV show. I like that one.
Yeah, it was a good show. There
Italian
were
heavy.
so many better comedy shows back then, honestly. There
Yeah.
really were.
For all of you fans of Joe Rogan, go back and watch him in News Radio.
Mhm. Yeah. Skinny little boy. All right. So we're going to start this one off at Strickland. There is a happy retirement Travis cake, big old sheet cake. Looks like he bought it at Walmart or Megalomart. And it's Hank is the first one to speak. Everybody's gathered around because this guy's retiring. To Travis, may you have as many sick days in retirement as you had in your 40 years working at Strickland Propane, which is 3. So I mean, that's
Happy
3
retirement. He was only there for 3.
Enrique's like speech. And Buck is there, which is weird for anything they have there that has to do with the employees. He goes, yeah, come on, old boy, go ahead. And the Travis speaks up, older guy. He says, well, it's funny. This was supposed to be a 2-week gig until I got my pilot's license. But I guess like so many other dreams, time has a way of slipping through your fingers. And he just kind of trails off. And Donna goes, cake? I mean, just to kind of try to break the tension. We then transition over to the Hill House, and Hank has brought home the rest of the sheet cake.
The rest of it, yeah.
That
He
seems
ended
like
up
that's
with
their
cake.
supper. Honestly, because there's nothing else on the table. It's just that damn sheet cake.
Well, maybe cake for dinner. They're grown.
Bobby's already had gout. Now you can give him diabetes. I mean,
he's probably already pre-diabetic.
He probably is pre-diabetic. All right, so they're eating the rest. It is depressing. They're eating the rest of it, and Peggy says, this is delicious. Travis didn't want to take this home? Hank says, no, he's diabetic. The cake is just for ceremony. She goes, diabetic. Huh. Well, Travis doesn't know what he's missing. I mean, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. He's missing a pancreas.
He has freaking diabetes. I mean, he doesn't know what he's missing. Hank says, yep, the new guy starts Monday, and I'm kind of nervous for him. It can't be easy coming in as a rookie to a championship team. Peggy says, now that's true. Still, she says, Ladybird still has it out for Bobby. And Bobby's like, what? He doesn't know that Ladybird's got a chip on her shoulder about him. Hank clears his throat, and Peggy says, well, who wants coffee? You know, I mean, it's like she never said anything, which is crazy to me for Peggy. Because
absolutely.
That's all she does.
That's all she does is speak.
No idea. All right, so we're back at Strickland. Joe Jack is bringing in some boxes, and when he walks in, he sees Hank, and he's training the new guy. The new guy's name is Rich. He goes, so the thing about working here is we treat all our customers like they're purchasing a Wagner Imperial, even if they can only afford the Citizen. And even though the display food is plastic, we still like you to wash your hands before handling. That's a rough rule there.
Oh, and Rich is voiced by Ben Stiller.
Really? Okay.
The famous Jerry Stiller's young son.
Yeah.
Not so young anymore.
Yeah.
Now he is the old. Now there's 2 old Stillers. One's dead.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Oh, that's Jerry Stiller?
That's Ben Stiller.
Oh, Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
What did Jerry Stiller start in?
Jerry Stiller was
he a stand-up comedian or something?
He was like almost vaudeville, but like 50s and 60s. Helen Mirren, not Helen Mirren. It was Stiller, and maybe it was Mirren, but his wife was also a comedian, and they were like a duo. They were on Laugh-In, about that time, like Dick Van Dyke, things like that.
Yeah.
But he also
still alive, by the way.
But he also played
Dick Van Dyke.
Yes, Dick Van Dyke is. He also played George's dad on Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
So he was the Festivus for the rest of us guy.
Yeah.
All right, so we are now at Strickland. Joe Jack's bringing in boxes. Hank is talking to the new guy named Rich. And he says that you have to wash your hands before you handle the plastic. Rich says, wow, this sure is a world away from Taco Bueno. Hank says, well, you got 40 years. You'll get the swing of it. Well, hit the books there, rookie. Hank leaves and he starts whistling. Rich is whistling as he's kind of looking through stuff. Joe Jack comes in from out of frame.
Whistling was Travis's thing. Yeah.
He goes, oh, sorry. And Hank just appears. Like he just appears. And I don't know that Hank has heard the whistling. I don't know that Hank has heard Joe Jack say anything. He just like, boop, there he is.
Yeah, just.
And he says, that's okay.
He's like an apparition.
He said, that's okay, Rich. You had no way of knowing that. All right. So now we're fast forwarding into the day. We're at Strickland and it's lunchtime. And Enrique is sitting with Joe Jack and Hank and Donna and all that. And he goes, thanks for the coupon to the Olive Garden, Hank. The tour of Italy was delicious. The tour of Italy. Hank says, hey, Rich, why don't you pull up a chair? Because Rich comes in with his little sack lunch. He goes, oh, that's okay. You got a full table. I'll just eat in my car. Oh, nonsense. We'll make room. And they're like, oh, yeah, squeeze in. He says, Hank says, we were just talking about the Olive Garden, Rich. And Rich, here's where it starts with Rich. Oh, I love that place. They got a couple of waitresses I wouldn't kick out of bed for eating lasagna, if you know what I mean.
When I was a kid, that was my favorite place to have birthdays. I've had probably as a child, I probably had a handful of birthdays at Olive Garden.
Unlimited salad as a child, or what?
No, I really liked Italian food.
Oh, okay.
And
that was as close as you could get
to a 6, to a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
It's getting to go there, especially when you don't get to go out to eat very often anyway. So go to the Olive Garden, and then when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I used to call them up and I would order like 20 breadsticks, and I would go up there and just get a bunch of breadsticks, and then I'd get some marinara sauce, and I would heat the marinara sauce up and put some red pepper flakes in it, and I'd get really baked, and I would just eat like 20 breadsticks. And one time I ordered like 30 breadsticks.
Italian food go
and
hard.
I ate like 25, and then I kind of like puked a little, and I was like, maybe 25 was too many breadsticks, maybe 24. I think 24 was the hard cutoff.
Yeah, sure. Ghetto Cowboy says Olive Garden used to be top shelf, birthdays only.
Right. Birthdays only, or Red Lobster.
Same deal with Red
birthdays
Lobster.
Only.
Yeah. Red Lobster's making a comeback.
Hey, who remembers Black Eyed Peas?
Oh, I remember Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah. It's Cotton Patch Cafe now.
It's Cotton Patch now, which is basically the same restaurant.
It's the same restaurant. I think they just rebranded, didn't they? Is that what it was?
I don't know.
But I remember that. Yeah.
All right,
what was the other one? Ryan's
Steakhouse
and Buffet.
Yeah. I was never a big fan of buffets.
I love buffets, but not so much as an adult.
Like Golden Corral, I can't even enter that building.
Well, I like proper buffets. If you go to Dallas or Austin or San Antonio, you could get like really good, you can find really good places. There's like hot pot buffets.
Yeah, the hot pot buffet is a little bit different. Yeah,
you can find some really good stuff. You just you can't find really good stuff in small towns like this.
Yeah. We used to have a place,
get the Ocean Buffet, which ended up being a human trafficking ring.
It wasn't. They found out.
Oh, they found it wasn't.
But
I
didn't
know
see how fast news travels. They don't tell you when it's fixed.
They didn't tell you that it was fixed. I just stopped eating there because they said that they were smuggling
human traffickers. Okay, never.
Well, they said that they were smuggling Chinese people into the United States, and somehow. What did it say? They said they were using them as free and cheap labor.
Free and forced labor. Yeah.
They would like help them immigrate here and then hold their visas or whatever and all their identification
kind of thing.
So they would have to make unlimited sushi for the rest of their lives. Yeah, that's crazy. Now, okay, so I'm glad that it's not true. Never mind. Yeah, it's still a good story. It was crazy.
So. When he says, you get what I'm saying? Everybody just kind of giggles or whatever. And Hank says, Rich, could you give me a hand unloading these meat thermometers out back? He says, sure. So they get up and they go out behind.
That's
Strickland.
What she said.
Yeah. And Rich says, so where do you want me? And Hank says, there are no meat thermometers out here, Rich. I just made that up to save you the embarrassment. I think you might have learned some bad habits at Taco Bueno. Who hasn't? He says, oh, yeah? He goes, That comment about the lasagna. Well, here at Strickland, we try not to say things that are not funny and also disgusting. Okay.
Not funny and also disgusting.
Good
Yeah.
guidance, Hank. Rich says, "Oh, across the line. I'm sorry. It was just off the cuff. I thought Donna laughed." He goes, "Well, she was being polite. That's why we keep her at the front desk." Wow, way to diminish Donna there, buddy. He goes, "I don't think she was just being. You know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Rules are rules." He goes, "Attaboy, Rich. He'll do just fine." Later, we're in the warehouse, and Rich is there counting some stuff. Joe Jack comes in and he kind of elbows him, eating lasagna in bed, and they kind of laugh a little bit, and you hear, "Hey, Rich, you get any of those meat thermometers put away?" And Rich says, "Yeah, except for the one I got right here." Enrique says, "Oh, you stole one of them?" He goes, and Joe Jack says, "Hey, can you toss me that back brace? I got some heavy lifting to do."
I got
here."
a question for you, Mike.
Yeah,
Before we get to the very
Yeah.
to the actual joke,
yeah.
how do you think Hank survived high school locker rooms?
I don't know. I'm
Because high school locker rooms were like there was some borderline sexual harassment going on in some high school locker rooms.
the only
Like
thing I can
there was this one
assume-
guy in I wasn't in high school locker
Yeah.
rooms, but
Uh-huh.
we'll go back like middle school, junior high. There was like this one kid that would grab his junk and like shake it at you and then
Yeah.
laugh
Yeah.
while he was getting dressed,
Yeah.
which now as adults would be frowned upon in the
It
gym.
might be frowned
But
upon.
as
Yeah.
kids, it was just like, what the hell are you doing, man?
Show up at
Yeah.
Planet Fitness and
I
go.
can see your balls, dude. Put some clothes on. Yeah.
Only thing I can think of is he's got those other three guys, and those other three guys are not the smartest guys in the world.
No, I just don't see them being as offended by,
Maybe
these kind of jokes.
maybe Boomhauer has been making these kind of jokes all along, and they just don't understand him.
That's what she said.
Dang on, that's what she said, man. Anyway, Enrique's very concerned that he may have stolen a meat thermometer, and then Joe
That's
Jack
funny.
wants the back brace for the heavy lifting, and Rich says, "Me too. Where's the urinal?" and grabs his junk.
Yeah.
Hank and Donna walk in, and Hank says, "That was Moriarty's grill. They're having problems with the burners again. I need an 8-inch L pipe." And of course, Rich,
That's what
here
she
goes.
said.
He starts with, "That's what she said."
I think it's funny that they use Ben Stiller for the "that's what she said"
Uh-huh.
joke. I think
Yeah.
I think that makes it even better.
Then Hank says, "Oh, did the hostess call too?" He goes, "Yeah." "Oh, here's one. Well, I should be back by 3. I hope threading's not stripped. I mean, if I have to do it manually, I'll be down there all hours." Enrique goes, "That's what she said, right? Right?" And he starts elbowing him. And he goes, "Yes,
That is
Enrique, that is exactly what she said."
yeah.
Everybody laughs. Hank is confused by this. He's like, "Yeah, I
Don't know why I'm laughing.
I don't
Yeah.
know why I'm laughing. Sounds like I'm going to be down there all night." Yeah, I don't understand. Sometimes Hank has a sense of humor and sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah, yeah.
This kind of
is one of those
stuff,
times where he
I
doesn't.
can't imagine he's ever watched the Tonight Show even, and that's pretty tame. But
Probably
that kind
not.
of stuff shows up,
Yeah, probably not. I highly doubt it.
Maybe not. These boys stay up way too late.
Yeah, so for I think I already talked about it though. Did I already talk about that? Yeah, I did. Drew Carey.
You were just part of a thought going through Rusty's head and then coming back out.
Well, I was thinking about Drew Carey.
Yeah.
What
about him?
I don't know. Did I talk about it? I think I've already talked about him. How they have like their new little podcast thing or whatever.
Yeah. I think you and I were talking about it. I don't know if you talked
Yeah,
about
I don't know if I talked about it on the show. Yeah, y'all go check out Drew Carey's podcast.
Apparently, it's very good.
No, I like it because it gives all the behind the scenes about that show. And
Yeah.
that show at the time was it
was a very funny show.
It was
Yeah.
not funny, but it was just also like groundbreaking.
It was.
They did like
Well, they did some fourth wall stuff. They did all kinds of things.
Well,
Didn't they do a live show?
I probably already talked about it, but yeah, all of the internet ISPs at the time gave them unlimited server, like unlimited access to as much data as they needed to do whatever they needed to do, bandwidth.
Right.
And
God, remember when that was a thing?
yeah, they gave them unlimited bandwidth and unlimited bandwidth. I mean, they had T1 lines at that time, but unlimited bandwidth at that time was pretty expensive. So they gave them unlimited bandwidth. All of the ISPs did, and they did some kind of online interactive thing, and it was just to see how individual content would work. Like if they were to create content specifically for online, like we do with Netflix and Hulu and all that, how well it would work or not work. And actually, it was pretty decent.
So streaming is Drew Carey's fault.
So streaming, the first probably major network TV show that was ever streamed or anything like
Yeah.
that would probably be Drew Carey Show.
I can't remember when Community went on Yahoo, but
Oh, Community did
they
the same
did that
thing.
on a
Oh,
season.
funny story. They did a documentary on Chevy Chase, and nobody from
I saw
Community,
that, and he was all pissed that
nobody
showed
from
up.
Community wanted to be involved in his documentary.
Yeah.
And that's literally all he's known for by a whole generation of people.
Well, he's known for being in Community and being a dick. That's about it.
Yeah, he was. He's known to be a dick.
Chevy Chase is such a funny guy too.
Yeah, he is. He is funny.
It's too bad.
National Lampoon, that was great.
Oh my God, he's so good.
Did he go to Harvard?
No, I don't think so. All right, so we're at the Hill House. We're in the kitchen. We got Peggy and Bobby and Hank. He says, it was really weird. I showed up at Moriarty's Grill to do some work, and the waitress didn't even know I was coming. Or the hostess, he says. She goes, hostesses can be very flighty. That's why they only let them carry menus. Again, way to diminish people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hank says, yeah, but before I left the office, the new guy made it sound like she was on top of everything. Heck, even I was heading out the door. I just mentioned that I hope my cordless drill had enough juice for the job, and Rich said, that's what she said. And then everybody high-fived, and oh no, it was an intimate joke. I love that it's an intimate joke.
Speaking of an intimate joke, I have a fun fact real quick about Chevy Chase that I'd like to share. So Chevy Chase actually was the first guest on a late night talk show, the Pat Sajak Show. So Pat Sajak actually had a late night show for a very, 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 very brief,
he left the Wheel of Fortune,
while.
Went straight to late night.
For a year and a half,
and then came back.
And came straight back. Yeah. It was on CBS.
I think it was Chuck Woolery that ran the Wheel of Fortune while he was gone.
Yeah, so it was an attempt for CBS to do a late night show, which they wouldn't have a successful one until David went over there in '93. David Letterman.
Yeah,
but
he was.
He was the first guest on the Pat Sajak Show, and he said while on Pat Sajak's show, he said that he was drafted, but he ended up dodging the draft by telling the draft board that he had homosexual tendencies. So that's how Chevy Chase got out of
I would not doubt that
Vietnam.
I would not
Vietnam,
doubt
everybody.
He says, oh God, even Joe Jack was laughing. Donna was laughing. I've never seen him laugh so hard. Peggy says, yes, people do love their off-color jokes. You would not believe how many times the kids ask me how to say poo-poo in Spanish. He goes, oh. She goes, it is La Tierra de la Terracio. The literal translation is Earth of the Butt. I made it up, but the kids seem to like it. Bobby, and how? I mean, and how?
And how?
He loves that. Could y'all have Hank as a coworker? Yes, I could. And it's because there would be very specific duties for Hank. Those would be the things. I already work with a person that's very religious. Got a couple people that are on the spectrum that do a great job if you give them goals, things to hit. And I think Hank would be somewhere in the middle of that. So, yeah, I think I could work with him. Do you think you could work with him?
No, I couldn't.
Yeah.
The reason why I couldn't work with Hank, I work in production, and production is extremely blue collar. So,
yeah,
I just, I don't know. There's just like this unwritten rule that you should be able to joke about certain things. I just don't think that Hank would, I guess, find certain. I'm not talking about like locker room talk necessarily.
Well,
I just feel like Hank would be it and what the line of work that I do, like an element of it is it involves like a little bit of like creative thinking and stuff like that.
Sure.
And I don't think that Hank is
a
creative thinker. If I gave him a task to do, I know that he would do it exactly the way that it was supposed to be done. But other than
that's what would help me.
I don't think that he would be able to think outside the box too much.
Baby T is asking, given how boring he is.
How boring he is? Hell no. I spend 12 hours a night at work, and if I had to spend it with a guy like Hank, that would absolutely make the night just drag.
Here's what I would do with Hank. I would make him my traffic manager here so that he knew exactly when all the shows came on, when the commercials ran.
He'd be able to know all that. Yeah, he'd have it all down.
Something like that. So, yeah, I would embrace the boring at that point. That would be great. All right, now we're in the alleyway. We hear yup, and then Dale speaks up. It's official. I've quit smoking. I'm off the junk. Well, we all know that's not going to happen. Hank says, well, good for you, Dale. What brought this on? Oh, Nancy's been nagging me ever since our bed caught fire. I mean, yeah.
Whoa.
I went a little heavy on the aftershave, lit one up, and kaboom. Check out my eyebrows. It's mascara. Bill says, well, congratulations. I know how hard it is to quit smoking. Does he?
Maybe.
Bill smoke?
Well, they all smoked, remember?
I guess it doesn't matter. He just says, I know how hard it is.
What was that era?
Yeah.
So I got a quick fact about mascara.
No.
The name mascara, they say, likely comes from the town where the French discovered what they called antimony powder.
Okay.
So there was a town in Algeria called Mascara, or however it's pronounced, called Mascara. So antimony powder
Just
was
like
used by nomadic tribes as a beauty product, but it also protected them from various eye problems and stuff like that, being out in the deserts of
Well,
Algeria.
it's probably kind of like putting the black under your eyes for football players. You know,
Well, they say
keeps the sun from
that
reflecting off your face.
they used to use something called Kohl. It's like KOHL is what it is,
Okay.
and it's similar to eyeliner, but it was made from charcoal, and that's they would use it to like contour or darken their eyelids or heighten beauty marks and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then so antimony is what they ended up using, or where that's what like the stuff, whatever it is that they used, but they were using it for protection. So like you said, darken it around, kind of like you said for football, and they ended up figuring out that it protect for the eyes and stuff. So that's kind of like how mascara came about.
Yeah.
And then you had a guy, he was a chemist in the 19th century. His name was Eugene Rimmel. Rimmel is a big company that does eye makeup and stuff now. And I think it ended up becoming, and then Maybelline was started and stuff too. The guys, Maybelline started around that time, but there was the guy invented petroleum jelly. He developed cosmetics using petroleum jelly. He didn't invent petroleum jelly. He used cosmetics and added petroleum jelly to them. So that's how to get the mascara to stick on their eyes, was with like petroleum jelly and stuff.
It stays liquidy or viscous or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, he used I think it was Maybelline, maybe, that used petroleum jelly and coal.
Yeah. There's a lot of crap in cosmetics that people don't know about. So Bill says, well, congratulations. I know how hard it is to quit smoking. Dale says, no, with my nifty little miracle cure. Yes, gentlemen, it crushes the craving without any of the undesirable side effects. He's just chewing tobacco now.
Yeah, he's chewing. He got a big old wad of Red Man in.
Bill says, chewing tobacco? Hank says, that's disgusting. Will someone please tell me what happened to good manners? It's like this new guy at work. He turns every little comment into vulgarity. It's awful.
She said, that's what she said.
Boomhauer says, I'll tell you what, man, like a dang old world becomes sewer, man. Like them chick jokes and rappers too, man. Like good old Miss Manners, panties in a bunch, man. Miss Manners, panties in a bunch.
Miss Manners, panties in a bunch.
And then Bill, of course, has to speak up again. You're right. I can't believe the filth they're putting on TV these days, and they just beam it right into my home. I hit the pay-per-view button, and there it is, right in front of me.
Yeah, you got to hit the pay-per-view button.
Bill's watching some porn, I believe.
I think that is what Bill's watching. And if you had a scrambler, you didn't have to pay-per-view.
That's true. I did not pay-per-view. Dale says, well, that's life in the 21st century for you. We just have to learn to accept it. Spits on Bill's shoes and then says, accept it, Bill. God, it's pretty rough, man.
It is rough.
Hank, well, crudeness might be cool everywhere else, but I won't accept it in my home. And I certainly won't accept it in my home away from home. From now on, at Strickland Propane, she is going to say nothing. That's what I said. And he walks off. Dale spits again, and he goes, hey, someone tickle me. I want to see if this stuff can come out of my nose. All right, we're back at Strickland. Joe Jack is coming through, and he's talking to Donna. Hey, Donna, listen to the new nickname that Rich thought up for Enrique. And Rich says, you mean Enrique? Everybody laughs. Enrique.
That's actually pretty funny.
Enrique is like, a little bit of a forced laughter here. And he goes, man, you could be on Mad TV. He says, yeah, but I couldn't hang out here with you and Joe Jack. Or should I say, low crack. Pull up your pants before I drop a quarter in there and make a phone call. Everybody's like,
Mad TV was done by Quincy Jones?
Yes. I did know
Well,
that.
for those of you that didn't know, but that's where you get Patton Oswalt. He was a writer on
Uh-huh.
there, and actually, it's funny because the only reason why I bring Mad TV up or anything because there's a Ben Stiller connection, and Ben Stiller's in this episode.
Yeah.
So whenever they were creating the series, the backstory on it is the original guy who owned EC Comics, who
Mhm.
published Mad Magazine from the 50s up until 92, he refused to sell the TV rights
Was
because
it Bill Gaines?
no, Bill Gaines,
William
Bill Gaines.
William Gaines?
So he refused to sell the TV rights because he hated TV. He didn't watch TV,
Baby
didn't
G says
participate
it
in
had
TV.
Jordan Peele too.
Yeah, and Jordan Peele.
Mhm.
Later on, yeah, and Key too.
Mhm.
Key and Peele, it had both of them.
Yeah.
So later on, of course, it ends up the rights of it get sold in '95 to EC Comics after he dies. 3 years later,
Mhm.
they give it to Quincy Jones and a guy named David Salzman is his name, and he's been a part of stuff like he was part of a bunch of TV stuff way back in the day, and he
Yeah.
actually formed it's Quincy Jones and David Salmon Entertainment, and they did the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Their Eyes Were Watching God, In the House, that kind of stuff, and then they ended up doing Mad TV. He actually produced the movie Steel, which had
Shaq.
Shaq, yeah,
As a
Shaq
robot.
was in it.
He was a
I'm gonna have to watch that. I've never
half
heard
robot,
of that
half Shaq.
anymore.
Yeah.
Never heard of that anymore.
Yeah.
So
It's the one that everybody thinks is the genie one, but the genie one's actually what's his name? The other guy. Who's the guy who's in the genie one?
Sinbad.
It's Sinbad. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
So-
Which fits. His name should be Sinbad.
Yeah. So the TV show they hired some TV showrunners to run it, and some of the staff writers on this show had actually worked on In Living Color
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But then you had some of the writers that they picked were Patton Oswalt, a guy named Blaine Capich or something like that is his
Okay.
name, and then a bunch of writers from the Ben Stiller show.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah, because Ben Stiller show got canceled.
yeah, the Ben Stiller show, it lasted like
It was on Fox also.
13, 14
Huh.
episodes.
Yeah, Ben Stiller show had
Something
a
like
ton
that.
of
Very,
people
very,
on it.
very
It was actually
short.
pretty good. All right, so Enrique here's talking about Low Crack, and he goes, "Hey, what's the matter, Low Crack? Can't take a joke." And Joe Jack says, "I can take it," and then both of them say, "That's what she said," and then Rich says,
Yeah.
"That's what she said," and oh man, and then here comes Hank. Okay, someone want to tell me what's so funny here? And what I'm speaking, maybe you should ask Enrique. You know better than me, Low Crack. And so they're just going back and forth. Hank's like, no, that's not funny. It's the kind of thing a first grader would say, and then he'd get his mouth washed out with soap. Now, this is a place of work, so I want this behavior to stop right now. It's crude, unprofessional, and just plain not funny. Buck comes in. Buck's always a good one to spoil the party.
Oh yeah.
Is there a problem here, Hank? He says, nope. We were just having a little discussion on decorum. Nothing I can't handle. He goes, well, all right then. Y'all should be well advised to do what this man tells you. He is my proxy when I am in absentia. I love how he puts like an extra absentia. Hank says, thank you, sir. I appreciate you getting behind me. And then a falsetto voice you hear from Rich. That's what she said. And then Buck hears it and he goes, oh, getting behind me? Ooh, wee, that's funny. Damn, you quick, boy. And Rich says, that's what she said about Joe Jack. Everybody's laughing. He's laughing.
He's
Everybody's
howling.
laughing. Stop. No, don't stop. That's what she said. And then Hank's like, sir, no. He goes, you're funnier than that comedian that ruined Monday Night Football.
And I'm sorry, and I don't care what anybody says. That was some of the funniest
Dennis Miller?
shit. Yeah, that like I go back. They've got like pretty much every broadcast you can find on the internet now. So I went back and I watched a bunch of that. Dennis Miller was actually absolutely hilarious.
He was good on that. Yeah.
He was really good, I thought.
You know, the other one,
he just didn't. It was the wrong audience.
Yes, it was the wrong audience. The other one that people don't get, but back then in the day, ABC was trying a ton of stuff with Monday Night Football. They did one game, no announcers. All you heard was crowd noise and the announcer over the speaker. And I was like, this is the best game I've ever watched.
That's wild.
Then they did the Dennis Miller thing. And the other one that doesn't get enough credit is Rush Limbaugh. I am not a huge Rush Limbaugh fan, but Rush Limbaugh was a huge football fan. And so
Yeah.
they brought him onto ESPN to be like a commentator, right? And I thought he did a great job because he was very knowledgeable. He was a radio personality. He knew how to do it. But then he said something and people were like, oh, he's just a right wing, whatever. And so they fired him.
Yeah, so here's a line from Dennis Miller. Hey, Dion, Boo Bella, maybe you'd better pay a little less attention to those unfairly draconian salary caps that only allowed you to acquire 4 of the 5 remaining 1932 Aston Martins, still in roadworthy condition after you'd paid for life's little necessities like hookers and weed. Get your medulla oblongata out of your duodendum for a few milliseconds to make a tackle or two, okay, babe? Dennis Miller, like, that's the thing is he didn't know jack shit about football. He literally did not know anything about football. They just tried it for a little while. I think he did
Dennis Miller was
he did a handful of them, but I think that it was one of the boldest broadcasting experiments.
It was bold, yeah, definitely. All right, we're going to take a first commercial break here, and we will be
right back.
Join the Daily High Club, the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and accessories. Since 2015, we've sold over 1 million quality products and teamed up with legends like Snoop Dogg and Tommy Chong. Ready to elevate your smoking game? Visit dailyhighclub.com for our El Primo subscription box or shop unique pieces today.
Discover the world of luxury sex toys at Luxury Toy X and indulge in the ultimate pleasure experience. For years, we have been dedicated to the belief that sexuality and wellness are essential components of a happy and healthy life. With over 70,000 satisfied customers, we take pride in our ability to provide products that enhance your sexual well-being. Join our community of satisfied customers and unlock a world of pleasure and self-discovery. Visit luxurytoyx.com today.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I'm Hunter, the founder of Hello Cake, and today we're digging into ED meds. The #1 thing we hear is that guys are sick of waiting for ED meds to kick in. Traditional ED meds take about an hour to kick in as they have to go through your digestive system, where Hello Cake's ED medication dissolves under your tongue and works in about 15 minutes. That's about 3 times faster than traditional ED medication. Curious about ED meds? Go to hellocake.com.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Baby girl, were you staring at me? You know that's not convincing, right? Try again. Well, you shouldn't just be staring then. You should taste.
I'd miss your presence, your laughter.
Welcome back.
Welcome
we were
back.
Just talking about Rusty's forthcoming country album.
Yeah, well, I gotta get a new guitar that I can connect to an audio interface. My guitar right now I don't have any contraptions to connect it. I mean, I could go get something that'll make it an electric, but I just want to go get a new electric guitar, acoustic electric guitar. But I thought a song would be good, like a tribute to Arlen on the album, and it would just be in that, you know, that talk, kind of sing-song talking that they used to do back in the day, kind of like Teddy Bear.
Yeah,
and
it's a convoy,
all that kind of stuff where,
yeah.
you know, busking outside of Megalomart, and you never know who you'll see.
There's a guy on YouTube that does that, and he does like protest type songs. And
oh, Jason, Wells. Wells is his name. Wells is his last name. Something Wells. But his shit is great. He reminds me of like John Prine or like Bob Dylan or something like that. Real protest. Not only is his protest music really good, but he's been on large platforms now, so he's been able to get his protest music out there to a large audience.
I saw he was on
Joe.
And he's been on a couple of late night shows too.
Yeah, he was on a few late night shows, which I think is kind of counterproductive to
Probably.
the message, but maybe they all did it. Bob Dylan and all them were on late
Yeah.
night, weren't they? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you got to go do that to get your message out there, I guess.
So they're outside, and when I say they, I'm talking about Enrique and Joe Jack and Buck and Rich. Okay, and they're washing the trucks, and Hank just sees it out the window and kind of can hear them. He goes, "Here's my specimen, honey," and then he squirts the truck with the hose. You know, like haha, he's pissing all over it or something. Hank has to get up and go to the bathroom. He goes into one of the stalls, and we hear, and from there we hear, "Good Lord, old Top, what you doing in there?" He goes, no, that was not me. It's not funny, and a waste of a perfectly good 9-volt battery, because it farts again, and then he finds a little speaker on there, and they've got a little remote outside.
Oh, they're doing the remote fart.
Yeah,
the little
every time he's
farting
in
remote.
in
Yeah,
the stall.
that's a classic.
Everybody's laughing like
Farting
crazy.
remote.
And freaking Buck says, "Ooh, what do we do for fun before we had one of these?" Nothing, Buck. We were getting stuff done. That's what we were doing.
Yeah.
All right, we're back in the alley. We've got 3 guys, no Hank. It says Dale says, "Yeah, quitting smoking is the best thing I've ever done. Check this out." He starts he does some jumping jacks. He does like 2 or 3, and then just starts coughing like crazy. He goes, "A couple days ago, that would have killed me." Hank comes up and he goes, "Hey, Hank." Bill says, "Hey, Hank, do you want a beer?" He goes, "What I want is a professional working environment where it's hard work that earns your colleagues respect, not the ability to rhyme your name with a body part. You got that in your cooler, Bill?" He goes, if I check, you're going to make fun of me, right?" Hank
That's
just
funny.
storms off. Dale says, "Was that Hank? I blacked out there for a second." So we're back at the Hill House. It's nighttime. We're in the bedroom with, yes, Buck was at the strip club. You're absolutely right about that, baby T. We're at the Hill House. It's nighttime. We're in the bedroom. They're not quite in bed yet. They're getting ready for bed. Hank's talking to Peggy. "I don't get it. What is so funny about putting a prophylactic on my mag light?" And Peggy's like, "Not the mag light I gave you for Christmas." He goes,
Oh, that's
"Well,
rough.
needless to say, it went straight in the garbage. So you put a condom on my flashlight."
Well, okay. So this right here, I'll level with Hank on. The that's what she said.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
That happens. You know, there's a little cut up. You know, you're at work, you're having a little fun, but the wrapping a condom around somebody's tool. Now, I don't know that Strickland Propane is that blue collar.
Yeah.
You're in the oil field.
Yeah. It's a different thing. Yeah.
Maybe, and they might even put mayonnaise on it, and
Sure.
so you got to get
Sure.
mayo on your hand or whatever. But like it's Strickland Propane in Little Arlen, Texas, and Little Conservative Arlen, Texas. I just don't really see
don't
that
think
as
it's the same,
going
no.
over too well.
No.
I think it's
think
just
it
a
goes over.
little too far, especially if they spit a loogie in it.
It's true. That's true. All right. So we got all of that, a Magnite for Christmas, and Hank says, "Needless to say, I threw it in the garbage." Bobby comes up to the door and knocks a little bit. He's got a plastic bag in his hand. It's like one of those Walmart bags or Megalo bags.
Oh, he's coming ready.
He goes, "Dad, I've dealt with a lot of bullies in my day, and I've learned the most effective strategy is to fight fire with fire." And he dumps out a bag of stuff right there on the bed. There is a whoopee cushion. There's plastic vomit. There's poo in a can. There's the hot gum. You know how you give people gum and it's spicy.
Oh, spicy gum. Yeah,
There's an
yeah.
exploding golf ball and a stink bomb. Those are the things that he just laid out. And Hank says, "Whoopee cushion, plastic vomit. I thought I banned these things from the house." He goes, "Dad, now is not the time." And he holds one up and goes, "Poo in a can. Remember that creep Pete Sheridan, the Wet Willie guy, with a little dab of this on his chair? And let's just say his new name is Peter Pantload." And Hank starts putting everything back in the bag. He goes, "Hey,
Yeah,
what
he's
are you
just throwing
doing?"
it all the way.
He goes, he says, "I'm throwing this stuff out. When you stoop to their level, you're no better than they are." And Bobby says, "Well, at least leave me the fake barf. I got gym tomorrow," which is pretty good.
That's a good one.
All right, we're at Strickland. They're all gathered around Rich at the PC, and they're all laughing at some video or whatever he's showing them. And then Buck comes out and says, "All righty, ready to hit the links, old Top? Don't want to keep the clients waiting." And Hank says, "You kidding, sir? I've been looking forward to this all week." And then Rich walks up, and he's dressed in golf clothes.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
goes, "Oh, yeah, about that, Hank." He goes, "What? You're taking him?" he can't handle the Vista Village account. Tell me the difference between a positive placement pump and a vertical turbine pump. And Rich says, I know the placement of my pump, and when I see your mama, I mean, okay, you're taking it a little too far here, Rich.
He's getting I think he's being enabled too, but he is definitely taking it too
But you've
far.
been given an inch and you're taking a mile here. Hank says, that's it. I'm kicking your ass. And I don't, your mama is one of those things for Hank. I'm sure that's his line.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
His mama, his wife.
I think the mama thing probably gonna set him off. Yeah.
Yes, very much so. And Rich hides behind Buck and goes, "Oh, now who's the potty mouth?" Buck says, "Now get a hold of yourself, Hank. This ain't no fraternity party. You can't go around hitting people. Come on, Rich. Let's get doodle." And so they leave, and Rich on the way out says, "Don't worry, boss. I'll wow these guys. I worked up a great little bit with ball washer." And Buck's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see it." They leave, and Hank, he looks at his office, and he sees on his computer a waitress from Heaters, which I'm assuming is Hooters, and it's got Hank's face on it, and it's kind of dancing or whatever. So they've made a dancing Hank Hooters waitress.
Is this a GIF? Is this a GIF
I
pre-GIF?
guess it's a GIF on his PC.
It's a GIF pre-GIF.
Then you see Hank driving around the Strickland truck, and he stops when he sees a bus bench.
I wonder if GIF was there even a thing then.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
were they? Let's see the history of a GIF. Oh wow! So a GIF was introduced by CompuServe on June 15th, 1987.
There you go.
It became popular because it used Lempel Ziv Welch data compression, which was more sufficient than the run length encoding using PCX and Mac Paint. So apparently it was the original version of GIF was called 87A.
And they were still when they first came out, and then they figured out a way to animate them. And so, they became one of the only ones. They're also one of the only ones that can have a transparent background. That one in a PNG. But that's far too boring. So Hank's driving through the street, and he sees a bus bench. He stops, and this bus bench says, "Hostile work environment? We can help you. 800-555-0121. Call now." Hank stops. He starts writing it down. Somebody honks at him. He goes, "Hey, you made a lane change without signaling." And so he got back. Now we're at an office building. So Hank has gone to see these lawyers or whoever they are, right? He goes, "Thanks for seeing me, Miss Borginis. I think he says Borginis. She says, "It's Miss Borginis, but yes, I'm married, and Borginis is my husband's name." He goes, she says, "So why don't you tell me your problem?" That doesn't make any sense.
That
I'm
makes
Ms.
zero
Borginis,
sense.
but yes, I'm married, and Borginis is my husband's name.
Yeah.
Well, you just took his last name. Then. I mean, that's not. Why are you a Ms.?
Her voice is actually done by Adlon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He says, "Well, as you can probably tell from my jacket and my hat and my shirt, I sell propane and propane accessories." Now, don't get me wrong. I have the best job in the world, but this guy Rich has been making a lot of jokes. She goes, "Ooh, jokes. What kind of jokes? Knock, knock, ding dong. What are we talking about?"
Yeah.
He says, "Jokes that, use vulgarity. Jokes about morning nature functions. Plus, I can't say the word meat without somebody giggling. And yesterday, somebody took my employee of the month picture and drew a beard on it, but not where you think." What?
Ooh. Yikes.
She says, "Oh, pervasive pattern of demeaning behavior.
That's tough.
Hostile work environment affecting job performance. Mr. Hill, I believe I have a strong case for a lawsuit based on male-on-male sexual harassment." That's a big one to swallow right there. Hank says, "Male-on-male sexual harassment? Huh? No.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to have. He doesn't even want to have that conversation.
Just does not sound right to him."
No.
She says, "Look, sexual harassment is just an umbrella term that covers a wide variety of offenses." He goes, Do you validate, or am I stuck with the 75 cents? She goes, "Please, just take this literature." He goes, "Yeah, you know what? I'll pay the 75 cents myself." His beeper goes off. Beeper, mind you. His beeper goes off. He looks at it and goes, "Oh, propane emergency. Ma'am, I'm going to need to commandeer your phone." What?
Yeah, I haven't seen beepers be using it. The last time I saw a beeper be used was about
a million years ago?
No, they actually used them when I worked at the candy factory. When you contacted maintenance through the computer system, if you put in a work order, it would ring a bumper or ring their beeper, and they could look on their beeper, and it would read out on the beeper what the issue was and where it was at, so they could
Gotcha.
get to it.
You know, a lot of some doctors still use them in hospitals because
Because of
it's one of
cell
the
phone
only
service. Yeah.
it's one of the only signals that works. Anyway, okay, so he's like, no, I got to get out of here, and then his beeper goes off. It's a propane emergency. He picks up the phone and calls and goes, "This is Hank Hill, Strickland Propane." And then over the phone you hear, "Yes, I'd like to report a gas leak." He goes, "Oh, okay, just remain calm and tell me where it is." "It's in your pants." And then in the background you hear Buck, "Hang up, old Topper, he'll know it's us." Well, he knows now, Buck. He goes, "Ms. Borganis, I'll take that literature." And that is our second commercial break. We're gonna take that.
And we'll be right back.
Hank is Hank's ready
Right.
to sue, so we'll be right back.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Since 2003, we've been connecting buyers and sellers, providing access to sold-out events at prices lower than most secondary market options. Whether it's sports, theater, or concerts, our massive nationwide network ensures you get the tickets you want, guaranteed. For the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. That's TICKETLIQUIDATOR.com. Ticket Liquidator.
You know, I've ordered from Ticket Liquidator before, and my tickets came fully functional and still intact. They were not liquid.
Where do they sell tickets?
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
okay.
they're scalpers, basically. They're not
Okay.
scalpers. Use their service. All right. So we're now at the Hill House. It's Hank and Peggy. He goes, "See, sexual harassment is an umbrella term. It doesn't just cover women, but also men and transgender individuals." Now, this is the first time I can think of that we've been rewatching the show and something like this was said that seemed to lend itself to Hank disliking a certain term. And
Or not
by that, I
wanting to use
mean
it,
like
yeah.
when it has to do with people, you know? He says transgender individuals, and he kind of sighs and shudders a little bit. And so that would be something you'd have to change today. Peggy says, "Hank, you'll be a trailblazer." Now, I know it's not fun being the first, but it may mean you could be the last. And that's a great line for a movie. Joe Beth Williams will knock it out of the park. All right, we're at Strickland, and they're all playing ass tag. Great thing to play at work. This is
Yeah.
what happens. You know, there's a fine line between joking around and way too much. And now they're at way too much, right? Because they've not been able to do anything about it.
Yeah. Shitty
He
Peggy,
sa-
yeah.
He says, "Ass tag," and you're it. And so they're playing ass tag back and forth. And then Rich shows Enrique a picture, his wedding picture that was on his desk, and says, "Hey, Enrique, I didn't know you were married to a monkey." And he shows him a picture, and he's replaced her face with a monkey's face. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, what happened to the picture of my wife?" Like he's really worried. That the picture
Yeah,
of his
where's the
wife is
picture of my
gone.
wife?
He goes, "I don't know." did you check the men's room? Everybody's laughing. He goes, I'm married to a monkey. Like, you can tell that this is really weighing on these people at this point.
Everybody's starting to feel it.
Now we're in the supply closet. You hear, I got to make this quick, but I love you. Someone's coming. And then you hear, oh, Hank, I was just, and he goes, shh, we don't have much time. I've been watching it. So this was Enrique in the closet calling his wife to let her know he loves her because he had just seen her face as a monkey's face. So he had to go into the supply closet to make that call.
Quick, but I love you.
He goes, I talked with the lawyer who thinks we can sue for, male-on-male sexual harassment.
Oh, you know what I would end up doing in
What's
this
that?
situation if it got that bad? I would end up with a payout for sure, because that's exactly what these type of situations, depending on the size of the company too. I doubt Strickland Propane, but if you work for like $1 billion company and this happens, they don't even bother with the litigation. No. They literally just talk to your lawyer, negotiate a payout, and they just pay you out and call it good.
Yeah, this is maybe a little foreshadowing.
And then they fire everybody involved.
It's maybe a little foreshadowing for pee-pee slip.
Ooh, slipping on the pee-pee.
All right, so we get that. We get the male sexual harassment. He goes, "You and me suing for sexual harassment? I'm sorry, Hank." And he walks out. And when he walks out, he's coming down the hall. Rich sees Hank coming out of the closet and goes, "Hey, Enrique, look who just came out of the closet." And there's again more forced laughter. Allie,
it's kind of like, I don't know. That's what she said jokes only goes so far, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh, absolutely. There's too much of it. And so now we're in the alley. Dale has a giant piece of newspaper all rolled up into a funnel, and he's stuffed his chewing tobacco into it. And he's got this big funnel sticking out of his mouth.
That's kind of weird.
And
that's actually how I quit smoking cigarettes.
You put chewing tobacco in a
not chewing tobacco. No, not chewing tobacco or the newspaper funnel, but I started dipping. And
the dipping did it for you?
Well, I dipped pouches for a little while, and I'm driving down the road one day, and I get like a swallow of a big old wad of spit that had a bunch of tobacco in it, and I had to pull over and puke. And I was like, you know what? Trading one disgusting habit for another disgusting habit is probably not best. It was easier to quit the dip than it was the cigarettes, but the cigarettes got me to the dip, and then the dip got me completely off of it because it was so nasty, and I was already past the point where I just didn't think about smoking a cigarette. So
I was in the box once and just throw down right after it.
I mean, that is messing with somebody's wife's messing with personal pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, you shouldn't. There's a limit.
So they're in the alley. Dale's got his weird giant ass cigarette. We hear yep, uh-huh. And then Bill says, "What do you got there?" He goes, "Oh, Nancy's at it again. Now she's got some new rule about spitting on the carpet." So
now, that's disgusting. So now, he just boom straight into the damn carpet. That's nasty.
Now I have to stuff my chewing tobacco into this paper cone and inhale the aroma. Not really working. Boomhauer just lights it. He goes, "Boomhauer, you're a genius. What should we call this new invention?" "Well, it's a cigarette, Dale. It's just a cigarette." Hank says, "Well,
a very disgusting cigarette, but a cigarette."
Hank says, "Well, I guess that's a night. Back to the potty factory tomorrow." He leaves, and Dale literally, he's so involved in his friend's life that he says, "Did Hank get a new job?" He thinks he works at the potty factory.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're at Strickland. Everyone seems uncomfortable here, by the way, now. And you hear Joe Jack. Everybody's sitting at their desk, and they're afraid to get up.
Yeah,
because of the ass tag. If you get up, they get to tag you on the ass and say you're it.
Yeah, which that's kind of iffy too.
It's really stupid. Joe Jack, he starts choking on something. He says he needs something to drink. He calls an ass tag timeout. Donna says, "Hey, I didn't get a timeout when I cut my thumb open." Jeez, cut your thumb open.
Wow.
Rich says, "Come on, guys, have a heart. Joe Jack's choking. Timeout." And he's given a soda by Enrique, and he says, "Nice try."
Nice try.
So I guess it was a bad soda. I don't know. Customer comes
I think
in.
they're all leery of what the
leery
next person might do. We do not
comes,
play ass tag, no.
Customer, I was in a box, says, "Wait, do you guys not play ass tag?"
No, I work for a $36 billion profit a year company. No, we definitely don't play ass tag.
I mean, I guess I could, but
I would definitely not have a job.
So a customer comes in and he's got his tank with him, and he goes, "I think I got a clogged nozzle. Can you guys take a look?" And of course, Rich, wanting to turn everything into a joke, says, "This man needs to be serviced. Would you like to service this man, Enrique?" He goes,
Ooh,
no.
no.
Customer says, "Look, I've got an extended warranty." He goes, "Extended, huh?" He goes, "To hell with this." Hank walks in as the guy is trying to get out, and he goes, "Good morning, sir. Are you being helped?" He goes, "You're the ones who need help." And he just leaves. So they're not answering phones. They're not doing their paperwork.
They're not working. Yeah.
They're not waiting on customers. I mean, I would just fire the whole lot of them.
What are they doing? Yeah.
He comes in and goes, that is it. This is a place of business, and you've turned it into a cesspool. And Rich, saying the wrong thing, "Lighten up, Mrs. Hill. We're just having fun." Hank said, "No, you're having fun,
Lighten
but
up,
I'm not.
Mrs. Hill.
And I know for a fact that Enrique hates it." Joe Jack's over there coughing, and he goes, "Joe Jack, you've been coughing since I walked in here because you're too scared to get up and get a drink." So he gives him some water. He goes, "Ha ha, choking to death is real funny. Look at us, wallowing in our own filthy behavior. So bent on being crass, we can't even trust each other. Sure, it's done in the name of comedy, but it's debasing ourselves. Really that hilarious? Don't you wish you could still say words like meat and tool and unit without someone turning it into something foul?" He said meat, tool, unit. "Those are our words."
That's what she said.
I say, let's take them back. Joe Jack, "Even if we do agree with you, honey, Buck thinks it's funny, and he's the one signing our paychecks." Rich says, "Hank, wow, I guess I didn't realize how bad you felt about this, but there's something else you didn't realize. You are open. Ass tag." And he grabs Hank's ass, slaps him on the ass. He goes, "How about it? Let's hear it for the number one assassin." Hank says, "That does it. I don't care what Buck or anyone else thinks. I'm going to do what your mom should have done a long time ago." Puts him in a headlock, takes him. Yeah, all y'all's asses are fired. You're right. Takes him into the bathroom, and he's going to wash his mouth out with soap.
He's going to wash it
right?
out with soap. Yeah.
He goes, "Come on, Hank, let go. Mr. Strickland, I'm going to like this." "Oh, going to brush your teeth before you kiss me?" "Well, still not interested." "No, Rich, you got a potty mouth, and I'm going to wash it out with soap." He goes, "What? No, come on, guys, give me a hand. Buck finally walks in. "Hank, let him go. What's gotten into you?" He goes, "Buck, this is Rich saying, Buck, he attacked me." He goes, "Sir, it's true, but I just couldn't take this garbage anymore. Either it doesn't belong in the workplace or I don't." And Rich says, "You heard him, Buck. Buck, fire him." So
this is great. I like this here.
This is the point where Buck is like, "Oh shit, here's what's happened." He goes, "You all feel the same as Hank? Even about the fart machine?" Everybody nods. He goes, "Well, hell, I never thought it was funny neither. Terrible stuff, huh? Vulgar." That's what it was. He goes, "But Buck," he goes, "watch it, Rich, or I'll turn Hank loose with the toilet scrubber." So like Buck just flips so quickly.
Oh yeah.
Later,
it's over now.
It is over. The guy's gone because later at Strickland they're having a meeting and there's a help wanted sign on the door, and Hank is giving a speech here about the stuff. He goes, "Okay, team, gather around. I'm going to tell you about the new improvements on the Wagner 2800 series. First thing is that it'll smoke your meat, and it's got a nice big rack for your buns." And Enrique says, "Or wieners." He goes, "Or wieners, why not?" And then you hear Joe Jack say, "Feels good to say wieners again." And then the last phrase in the show is "feels good to say wieners again." Then Donna says, "Or sausage," and that's it. We go to credits.
There we go. Or
they
sausage.
can say wiener and sausage again. And then after the credits, we do get "That's what she said" about Joe Jack.
Yeah. Just
it's a good episode.
I support I was gonna say I support all
ass taggers.
all men, women, and other that like to eat their hot dog just for the shape and not the flavor.
Heck yeah. Chug that thing down. All right. That is it for that one. That was season 8, episode 10.
That was that one.
ABE06. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Good little episode that
was a good episode. Yeah.
During the series, like that is absolutely a evergreen episode because nothing gets mentioned. There's no external characters or anything that don't show up. So, but
I agree.
For a bottle episode, it's not bad. I mean, it's just right in the middle.
It's a good one.
So, well, we want to thank every one of you for being here. Baby T, I was in a box. Super Ad Key.
Yeah, thank you.
Who else? Who am I missing here? Am I missing somebody?
No, that's everybody. I think
that's it. Oh, Ghetto Cowboy. Yeah. And Artie, sorry we missed you, buddy. But that's going to do it for us. Make sure that you check out other stuff on roguemedianetwork.com. And Rusty, you want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you could find us at BWAAAKOTH on all social media, and you can email us at BWAAAKOTH@gmail.com. We like reading fan mail, so
Yep.
if you've got anything y'all want to send us or say, send it to us, and we'll give you a shout out.
I'm still going to put the shirt phrases up.
Yeah, we're still working on the shirt
I just
phrases.
got to get them to you, and then you can put them up on the Instagram, and then you guys.
Yeah, I'll put
them
up. I'll put them up on the Insta, and then we can do a vote on the Instagram.
Yep.
So
let us know the first one you want to see.
Everybody that's listening, watching, all the above, be on the lookout. BWAAAKOTH Instagram, and we'll go ahead and get that poll up here within the next couple of weeks.
Up there that you can pick from. And I believe that's it. That leaves us with one thing left to say.
That'll be a Weema Tanye.
I concur, and Weema Tanye indeed. See you guys.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.